Good morning and g'day, mate. Welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, Jetty, and of course we have Mr. Icarus here with me today. And today's episode, we're going to start playing with Antimatter because I hear it's a perfectly safe and sustainable fuel type to create lots of power, and nothing ever goes wrong. This is why we constrain them inside our mini suns, artificial stars, mini suns. So that's the plan for today's episode. Yesterday's episode, we did a few things. Where is it? We put in the biggest plastic build ever, which of course we are, producing lots of plastic. In fact, I believe that tower is already full of plastic. And at the same time, we're taking any excess oil and we're just burning it off. In fact, actually, it looks like, hang on, are you all running? You are all running. Okay. The tanks are filling up. Okay, it looks like it actually burned off more oil. Excellent. I'm going to go burn off some more oil at some stage. At the same time, I did set up the fractionators, many fractionators, and we are making a significant amount of deuterium fuel rods. In fact, there's actually there's none here. But there's plenty in the storage tanks. We're converting basically every bit of hydrogen I have into deuterium because why not? But yes, today's episode we're going to start out with artificial stars. Now, artificial stars do require a couple of things. Oh! I forgot something very, very important. So, first off, I've been doing Dyson Sphere every day now for about 3 weeks. Yeah, we're in episode 23 now. So yeah, definitely 3 weeks. It's a little bit too much. That, along with Factorio, 4 days a week, it's pushing the limit. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting Dyson Sphere back by 2 episodes a week. It does mean, and I had it written down. Let me double check. It does mean Mondays and Wednesdays. So this week we're going to have 6 episodes. Next week we'll go down to 5 episodes. But it does mean Monday and Wednesday are going to be the 2 days where I don't have Dyson Sphere. Hang on. I got to think. Because I'm so far in the future, I need to calculate these things going backward. Yeah, it'll probably be Monday and Wednesday. Or it'll be Wednesday and Friday. It'll be one of the two. So I'm going to be cutting them back Dyson Spheres by 2 episodes per week. It's just the way it has to be. There will be Factorio on the channel instead. One of those days we'll have the Factorio Great Wall series with Pooba, which has just restarted. The other day we'll have a Factorio Maze of Misery episode with Tuplex. As always, you'll find in the videos, if you watch the video down in the description section, you'll find a link to the playlist if you want to go back and watch from the start. I highly recommend both series, but then I am slightly biased. So, with that out of the way, today's episode, yeah, we're going to make constraint spheres, because we need annihilation constraint spheres to make the mini suns. On top of that, they're also used for something else particularly important, which is the actual antimatter fuel rods themselves. Now, we do have a Dyson sphere. It is a giant sphere. Well, we got a giant Dyson ring. And we also have a lot of sails wandering around back and forth. 48,000 sails, it turns out. So we have 2.21 gigawatts worth of potential energy that we can get from our sun, which means I need to put it to good use. So, to do that, we want to start making antimatter. At the same time, I need to work out where we're going to build this build. Whilst we're here, can we take that belt? Run that belt back, and then I'm going to run the belt up and over, and then back down. The idea being that if, for whatever reason, we're not burning hydrogen in these fuel generators, we can then burn them with the second lot of fuel generators. Okay, done. Alright, so constraint sphere. Constraint sphere is actually really easy to make. It just requires the particle containers and the processes. Dead simple. Great, easy recipe. I like it. The catch is they also have a crafting time of 20 seconds. So they're incredibly slow. Now, as with most things, we've sort of aimed a lot of things. No, not here, not here, not here, not here. Actually, all of this. We've aimed a lot of these things to produce like 1 per second, roughly. It's not quite an exact science, but well, actually not 1 per second. 30 per second. 30 per second. A full conveyor belt Mark III's worth. That's been sort of our plan, our goal. And I want to do the same with the constraint spheres. The catch is, because they take 20 seconds to craft, it would mean I would need 400 Mark III assemblers, which is a significant amount. We're not going to be building 400 of them. What we are going to be doing is we are going to be bringing up this and this and looking for that grid shift line. So we have a grid shift line here, which means that right here, right beside green science, is where we're going to build. We're going to grab some more small morsel, just a tiny bit of foundations, and just paint this in real quick. And we're going to start the production line here. Maybe. Haven't actually decided. Okay, so we want to have constraint spheres. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to have a return line. 1, 2, 3 for an assembler. And then I want to have 2 feed lines. And then 1, 2, 3. I want to have a return line. And then 1, 2, 3. I want to have 2 feed lines. And 1, 2, 3. I want to have a return line. So, production. One of these. You are going to make constraint spheres. Okay. So that is one assembler. Oh, one row. 2 rows. 3 rows. 4 rows. If I did 4 rows and I need 400 of them, then that would instantly transform into each row has to be 100 long, which is fine. Like, at the end of the day, they're only going to require a belt of particle containers and a belt of processors. Technically, we only make half a belt of particle containers, I think. Green engines come out and then they go into a split up. So yes, technically we only make half a belt of particle containers. But as you can see, we have a significant amount in storage. So going a bit above and beyond is probably not the end of the world. Probably. Okay, so. Do we do that or do we double it again? I'm not going to make them 100 long. But 60 long could be doable. Yeah, let's go with 60 long. Okay, so we're going to remove that. I'm going to put you there instead. So you're an in belt. You, hang on, let's set some things. We want constraint spheres for processors for particle containers. Okay, so we're going to have number 2 come out and into there. We're going to have number 3 come out and in there. You are going to be a return for constraint spheres. You're going to be a number 2, which should go into there. You come on. You are going to be number 3, and then that means that becomes a return as well. Okay, that's our plan. That's our plan. That's where we're up to. All right, we're going to put there, 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 and there. We're going to go with input, 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 input. Okay, and then an output on one side, output on the other, output on that side. Actually, I should be able to copy the whole building and paste that there, and copy that whole building and paste that there. Sure, that works. Okay, and then we need to have 60 long. So let's just drag the assemblers out first. That's 15. That's 30. That's 45. 60 is the middle of this lake somewhere. Just sort of foundation that in real quick. That's 60. Okay. So, yes, this is where the first build ends. Alright, I think it's going to be time for a time lapse. Because this is going to take a moment or 3 to build. On top of that, I don't think I happen to have 4 lots of 60. 240 assembly machines on me. I don't think I have that many. Not even close. So yeah, definitely time-lapse time. I'll see you guys in just 1 second. Okay, a lot of assemblers, and a lot of belt later. We should be done. So we're going to set that to storage, that to demand, that to demand. Throw some shippies. I don't have any big shippies. Okay, let's go find some big shippies. Big shippies. That tower. Yoink. Throw some big shippies in there as well. Not that we really need big shippies in this one. Although we're probably going to be shipping them to our other planet. Now, power is just steadily getting worse and worse. There's no two ways about it. It's just going to get worse. We're trying our hardest. Absolutely trying our hardest. Our power plant is running. Well, half the second power plant is running. Technically... technically, we might go do something about that, actually. Technically, we should be able to squeeze another belt out of here. Okay, so this is up and running, and we have some constraint spheres. Not a lot, but some. I'm going to set that to 100%, so the bots only leave if they're fully loaded. Go to here. Make sure they're already set to 100%. So we have constraint spheres here, and they are on the belts. What we don't have is we do not have the frame material, because the frame material is it's this build right here. This build that we've had nothing but issues with. And I made the loop. I made the loop of carbon nanotubes to take them from our existing build. Where is it? That one? That build. No, not that build. That build. So they're going to leave the carbon nanotube build here, and they're going to get flown across, okay? And they're going to get flown across, and they're going to get put into this tower. And then I also, at the same time, made the belts go a little bit slower, because originally, if they're coming out at 30 items per second, these chemical plants can't run, which was an issue. So I just put a little bit of a slower belt on there, so there'd be gaps in the belt, so it would run a little bit more. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to disconnect that belt for now. We're going to disconnect that belt from now. That will let these guys stack up. That will let us make some suns. Because literally, we just need to have some suns. Plus, we need to have some antimatter. And then we can go over to our water world. We can grab a water world and have all the spiniform we should ever need. At least I hope. At least that's the plan. So, what we need to go do now is... I need to dump stuff in my inventory. Well, actually, I basically need some of these. Okay, no idea where they're being flowed through. flown to. What we'll do is we'll steal some out manually. Oh, and I want to look at this. If I bring... That's not a full belt's worth. Okay, we need to investigate that too. If I bring that in there instead, we should be able to do that. Yeah, because the power's getting worse rather than better. Okay. No, all the oil refineries are running. Okay. Alright, we need to go to the North Pole and physically dump some of these into that tower. So we're definitely sure, definitely sure that we're going to make some suns. There's 0. Please tell me you don't need, you need 20. And I dumped in like 17. Okay. Which tower? Which tower? Which tower? Which tower? Which tower? That tower. Not that tower. Further this way. That tower. Okay. It's that bot. That bot's got all of them. Where are you going? What are you doing? Where are you going? Thief! Mine. Okay. Is there anything else up here that's going to request? Yep. Yep. There's another one right there. Okay. Alright. We will manually drop these in here. At least then we can have a couple of stars being produced. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There's our first star being produced. 20. I need 20. Damn. Okay. Alright. So that's that done. What else I want to do? I wanted to go look at... I wanted to grab some fuel out of you. Yeah, we now have plenty of fuel. Okay. I want to go and dump some of the old belts in the workshop, and at the same time I still need to decommission all this oil build. The old plastic's still running off the old oil, and red science is still running off the old hydrogen, and it is literally about to finish. I paused it because we're down to just that last section, which we literally just finished. Of course it popped up on the screen whilst I couldn't see it. Alright, so we can now build a full sphere. That is the top, that is the bottom, that is left, that is the right, that is all sides. We now need to dump that, and we need to start making some antimatter fuel rods. Now to make antimatter fuel rods, we need to have antimatter, plus we need to have hydrogen, plus we need to have the constraint spheres and some titanium alloy. Seems simple enough. What we need to do to get those things is we need to go over to Westenhusen, where we have all our antimatter. Do I have assemblers, I have sorters, I have belts, I have towers. We should be good to go. And I also need to foundation in the rest of that. But, you know, next episode. Okay. Westenhusen. Much. Oh, nope. 3, 2, 1. Oh, God. That hurt. Okay. What we need to do is we need to grab some of them. Because I'm willing to bet that the infrastructure I have put down on Westenhusen is not consuming all the power it could be from our sphere. Our sphere and our swarm. A very, very bright swarm. Can I just say, that should be bright. Okay, sorry. Completely saturated. What a time for autosave. Okay, what we want to do is we want to go into sail mode so I can see right there. Okay, so no, I've actually already upgraded. We're at 2.66 gigawatts of 2.53 gigawatts. So we are already maxing out the sphere, but at the same time, if we come over here, we already have 8,500 antimatter ready to go. So what we need to do is we need to have a very, very small production line to make some antimatter fuel rod. Now, if I wanted to make a full belt of antimatter fuel rod per second, okay, which in the long run, I'd love to. I'd love that sort of power available to us. But I'd need 6 belts? 6 solid belts full of antimatter. Yeah, that's a little bit of a stretch. Okay. Technically, we have enough constraint spheres to do it. Technically, because now with the change to the recipe, you get 2 antimatter for every constraint sphere. So I only need to build, you know, 240 assemblers making antimatter fuel rods, and then only 200 assemblers making the constraint spheres. But, you know, future plans. Okay, so we want to make some antimatter fuel rods. Antimatter, if you remember, comes out this belt and the hydrogen right beside it. So what I want to do is I want to change that entirely. And we want to bring out the antimatter this way. And we want to bring the hydrogen as well. Because to make the antimatter fuel rod, I need 1 part hydrogen, 1 part antimatter, 1 constraint sphere, and 1 titanium alloy. So we can now go, okay, I'm going to need 1 of these. What's in that belt? Can that belt go away? Iron. You can go in there instead. Just go away. Yeah, that's already got iron in it. Sure. Go away. And also go away. More go away. Okay, cool. That's that sorted. Alright, what I want to do is I want to bring these materials out. I want to put another tower in over here somewhere. You'll do. Out of this one, I need to bring constraint spheres, plus titanium alloy. That one. And then it's going to get in antimatter fuel rods. Okay? So, that's the simple recipe. We're going to have an in for antimatter fuel rods. We're going to have an out for the constraint spheres. 1, 2, 3. That fits in all assembler in there. Oh, nope. Try again, Judy. Okay, let's try again. We're gonna have you. You're gonna be with a turn for the antimatter fuel rod. You're gonna be the constraint spheres. 1, 2, 3. That fit an assembler. And ideally, like I want a long build. Ideally, because I have no idea how many assemblers we're gonna need. Like, how long does antimatter fuel rod take? 24 seconds. Oh yeah. Yeah, we want the longest build ever. Okay, so then we want some titanium alloy, which again, we're going to drag out. We're going to just use this whole section of the map. We might as well. Drag that all the way up to there. Drag that all the way up to there. Drag the return belt all the way to there. Cool. Alright. And then I also need these 2 belts. So what we'll do is we'll run the first belt. Collide with objects. You don't collide with anything. Stop lying to me. Oh. It's very hard to see on this planet in the middle of the night. Okay. 1 belt. Cool belt. 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 Okay. Cool. I don't quite like the curve, but you know, it'll do. I really don't like the curve, actually. Okay. Alright. So, after we've done all that, we're going to have an input, an output. A input and an input. You, sir, are going to make fuel rods. And we're going to do a quick drag. That's 15. There. That would be 30. With just a touch of foundation on the end, which obviously means I'm going to put a touch of foundation on the end. That'd be 30 machines. Now, 30 machines might sound like a lot. It probably is. Because I don't actually think we produce enough power to run, or even hope to run 30 machines. But as with everything in this series, we've been planning slightly ahead. Like, we're trying not to double up. We're trying not to come back and have to rebuild something that we've already built just because, you know, our production lines got a little bit faster, or we had a little bit more power to play with, or whatever's happened. Yeah, sun is slowly rising. Okay, we want to come to this end and put a power pole like yo, there, and there, and what's that 2 tile gap? 2 gap, 2 gap. 2 gap. Nope. You didn't get power. Why didn't you get power? Because that was a 3 gap. Okay. 2 gap. There. And there. And there. And there. And there. And the last little guy on the end's not happy. Okay. Put down one last. Come on. I want to see this go down. Huh, there we go. Okay. Oh, you guys are off building that belt that I ghosted down and I forgot about. Okay, so if we put in shippies and shippies, we should be remote demand from the other planet. We should be remote demand from our icy smelting. And you should be good to go. Fly over there. That should be enough bots, right? All 9 around. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it is. Okay. Alright, so as soon as our other materials arrive, you should start smelting. Now, I obviously do not want my antimatter and my hydrogen to stack up here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our hydrogen, have the belts float over the lava. It helps if you heat the underside of your hydrogen belt. Same with your antimatter, okay? Definitely works better if you preheat it before you try to, you know, store it or anything like that. Definitely works better in a preheated state. And I'm just going to wrap them back into the tower because we want the antimatter to end up here in the long run no matter what. And the hydrogen, any hydrogen that goes into this tower, don't forget, is going to get spat straight back out and go into the thermal generators and get burnt off. So in theory, we should have machines running. Yes, we have machines running. We have multiple machines running. We even have 14 antimatter already. Okay, now, let's do a quick comparison. Let's pull that out, put that out, put that out. Okay, so you have a 300% fuel gen bonus, okay, and makes 600 megajoules. You have 7.2 gigajoules worth of power. On top of that, have a fuel gen bonus of 500%. So it means rather than me having 9 megawatts, it's going to be like 15 megawatts worth of power. When you're up to antimatter fuel rods, pretty much you're at the point where you can warp and charge at the same time. You'll actually arrive, you know, with as much power as you left with. So that's really handy. Yeah, antimatter, super awesome. Also super expensive. So I'm going to cut down the amount, and we're only going to ask for 100. We're also going to need warpers in here because our plan is, not this episode, but next episode, heading all the way out, going over to our water worlds right here, number 3. And we're going to be colonizing the hell out of this water world and getting all the spinniform we possibly can. Because that's what's been holding us up. After we have spinniform organized, supplied, up and running, we should be in a case where the world becomes our oyster. Well, actually no. We'll have to, because we've done all the research, we'll have to look at the universe matrix. But, you know, one problem at a time. One problem at a time. Either way, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to see you guys in the next Wow. That's a lot of power. Oh, all the cannons are firing. And we lost a lot of sails. Yeah. Yeah, I want to start launching rockets. We're at 5,000. I need more. I need more. I need more. So, with all that said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this episode here. I'm going to see you guys in the very next episode where we go and grab our water world. Our water world. Our water world, grab all the spinnerform we can. We're going to go outposting long distances, which means warpers and miners, many miners, and mini suns to power everything up. But with all that said, this is where I'm going to end today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next episode, which also means we get to finally get back to naming stars and naming planets, because I haven't named anything in a long time. And you guys have been supporting left, right, and center, and I haven't had a chance to have a need to name anything. So we're going to get back to naming planets, naming stars as well. Anyway, this is the longest outro ever. It's probably not, actually. I've probably done a longer one. But I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Bye.